And so, and we just, I mean, they moved a bit over, and I just took off, and there was a little switchback or two, and looked back, and he was out of sight.
So you opened up a gap on him,
but
I heard after the fact, like...
Well, then amazingly, like so then I dropped Dave.
You dropped Dave Mackey.
he had some stomach issues, and he had spent, 20 miles doing so much to take care of me that he wasn't taking care of himself.
Yeah.
He wasn't drinking enough water. It was the hottest time of the day. He wasn't eating enough, and it caught up on him.
And it's still a noteworthy feat.
So Dave dropped there just a mile or so after we passed Anton. Dave dropped because his stomach was really turning bad then, and that was, I immediately felt a bit of a psychological loss. It was like, okay, now I still got 11 miles to go here, and I'm on my own now, and
it would be nice to have the strategic. I mean, for him to know the course so well.
Yeah. And so I struggled physically there too for just past Brown's Bar. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, like 93 or 93, 90.
90-ish. Yeah. So, that was a mile or two after I passed Tony. And then I was really physically struggling up through the climb up towards 49. I was not feeling very good. And I just was thinking, okay, I hope he's not feeling great either, because if he maintains what he's been doing all race, he might catch back up to me. And then I looked back, I was going up the highway, the climb up to 49, and I was thinking, for a while there I was thinking about how much nicer it was to climb up that where I was supposed to be, because that was the exact spot in Way Too Cool where I had made a wrong turn. And I'd run all the way down to the river errantly in Way Too Cool and had to turn around and do that climb, which I wasn't even supposed to do. And so I was running up and thinking, okay, this is a lot better. This is where I'm supposed to be. And this. But then I looked back, and it wasn't even that I was looking back. At the time, I didn't feel like I was thinking about Tony, but I just sort of, I don't know why. I looked back, and there he was, 100 yards behind me. After I had totally blown by him 4 miles earlier.
So what happens then when you see him? And
well, I saw him, and I don't know if it was from the kind of the adrenaline of seeing him right there, realizing it was a very much still a lot of race, 10 miles still to go, or I guess at that point it's about 8 miles still to go. And he's right there gaining on me, but whatever it was, it within literally 10 or 15 seconds of seeing him, I started to feel really good again. I just got this jolt from it. I was really lucky because it could go both ways for sure.
Your heart could sink.
Totally deflating, yeah. And I felt it almost immediately just go into my body and my legs, physically feeling really good. And so I just took off, and so I came into Highway 49 with about a minute lead on him. And so everyone there saw a minute there, and I had a minute at Brown's. What is it, Brown's Bar?
Brown's Bar or Forge Bar, I forget which one is there.
Yeah. And so I think a lot of people were like, oh, Tony's kind of reeling him back in, which he was, but then I was feeling great when I came through 49 because I knew he was 10 seconds behind me, just maybe 4 minutes out of there. And so then I moved that back up to a good minute or more. So I got into 49, filled up some bottles, took off. He still wasn't even quite coming around the gate to get over there, and then I ran up out of there, and then I started to hear people cheering for him coming in, and so I knew I had added a good minute just in a 4 minute span there right after I had seen him. And then I just decided I was running that downhill down to no hands as hard as fast as gravity would allow, and I was just gonna, whatever it took to ignore the pain in my legs, I was just gonna do it, because I did not want the race to come down to the climb up from no hands into the finish. I was, no matter what, I was going to give myself a solid lead at no hands. And if that backfired and caused me to totally blow up on the climb up, I would live with that.
But then you didn't see him again. You felt good all the way in.
Yeah, and then I cruised down to no hands. I think as it turned out, I ended up having a 5 or 6 minute lead on him by 5 minutes by no hands maybe. And then I was really energized when I took off out of there and running and didn't hear the people screaming, cheering for him coming in. It got to be 3 minutes. I was still in the point where I was pretty sure I'd hear them. So I knew I had at least 3 or 4 minutes. and that gave me a burst of energy. Just knowing that, okay, all I need to do is stay solid. I don't even need to do anything like super solid. Just keep going. But I ended up feeling great on that climb. I ran the entire climb up to where we were. And it was hurting. I mean, I got up there and hit the pavement. David got up to 49. He got to ride around to there, and so Dave ran the last mile there with me. But I needed to walk up that pavement and climb there just after the aid station for a bit. I was pretty wasted.
So you come across the line. You find out you have a huge course record. Like, you must just felt on top of the world. Like, to not only have the achievement of just the win and the course record, but personally, like, you just had a great race.
Yeah, I mean, probably initially, more than anything, I was just stoked about having a great race and obviously winning. And I mean, it was a good hour or two after I finished before I really started to even think much about the time that I had run.
I mean, with that and Wasatch and Skaggs is Hard Rock a couple years, it almost seems like there's a paradigm shift, like a new league of ultra running. Like, the times have just taken huge jumps down, because this is the oldest 100 in the U.S., the most consistently the most competitive, and you took 29 minutes off, and these other records are going down by huge amounts. Like, what do you think about that?
I don't know. I mean, it's probably more than anything just an indication of how much how much broader of a spectrum of the kind of the population or the running population are getting drawn into these races. Maybe.
What about people? Like, it seems like you like to race good runners, and Anton. Like, are you pushing each other?
Yeah, I think to some extent there. Maybe just almost coincidentally, there are a handful of guys right now with an amazing amount of talent who are all, really, don't at all shy away from wanting to run against the other runners with that kind of.
They don't care if they win; they want to race the best.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting. When I was struggling, when I was around mile 50, 60, coming through like Michigan Bluff and feeling really shitty, like, I was really keep telling myself, just focus on getting things right for me, and if I finish feeling strong and I don't end up catching Tony or Killian or either of them, but finish feeling strong and get beaten by two of the best 100-mile runners in the world, probably, like, I was gonna be very okay with that. And it's definitely a lot more exciting to run against that kind of competition.
What shoes did you run in yesterday?
Mountain Trail.
What do you have coming up next?
I'm going over to France to run the Mont Blanc, the UTMB, in August. I know I'm going to do a race up in Alaska, the Crow Pass race.
You broke 3 hours last year.
Yeah. And I was not going to do it this year. I was kind of like, okay, I broke this old record in that race, and I'm just going to take some time off from that one. But now it fits in really well. I'm going to run it hard and try to go even faster, but it is definitely more of a training race between these two.
So you have UTMB, and Killian's going to be there, and Jurek, and I mean, it's another Western states in terms of talent. Like, are you pretty excited about that?
I am. I mean, after seeing what Killian can do. I mean, he's without a doubt the favorite in that race. There's no doubt in my mind. I mean, I think anybody would be crazy to list anybody as the favorite in that other than him. I mean, he made some mistakes yesterday for sure. He run
800 kilometers in 8 days.
Yeah, I mean,
140,000
seems
feet
like he's probably run 1,000 miles this month now after yesterday, and then but so. I think he's gonna, having done UTMB twice now, he's certainly gonna be. He knows that race. He's gonna be really tough. I mean, I think it's gonna take something really special for anybody to beat him there.
Well, congratulations on your win, your course record, and most importantly, a great race, and good luck at UTMB.
Thanks.